I was listening to this nurse today, Casey Nurse Unfiltered, and she's 57 years old. She's been a nurse for a while, just like me, and she had me thinking, like, just about our journey. I come on here to tell the real, raw, unfiltered side of nursing. Just in case anybody's thinking about going into nursing, I also share how you can leave bedside nursing. But anyway, she told her story and how she left bedside and how she was treated as a brand new nurse. And she got me thinking to this one time when I was fairly new, I guess maybe a year and a half in, I was working in corrections. And I think it was the second county jail that I had worked in or whatever, and I really liked it. We were in the clinic, and this new nurse, who was fairly new at the time, another RN as myself, she came in, we got to talk, and she was perfect. We worked so well together. I just loved her. So there was other nurses there, and we were on charting paper at the time. So the manager happened to come to me. We got really busy, and she said, Audra, she said, I'm going to have to go to the other side of the jail. She said, I want you to be team lead. And I said, well, I've never been team lead before. And she said, Audra, you're very good at what you do. I've been watching you the whole shift. She said, you can do this. All you got to do is X, Y, Z. So I took the team lead position. We got transferred, the nurse that I had worked so well with. And I swear she came across professional. She knew her stuff, very team oriented. Um, we moved to a different section of the jail. We had to go upstairs where the pods were. It got a little busy. It was time for blood sugars. There was another nurse there with us who had pretty much been with us the whole day. And why did I delegate? Why did I delegate to hi, how you doing? Why did I delegate a task to the nurse that I had been working with all day long? I'm thinking, I'm team lead and we got to get this done. Let me, delegate some things. I'll work on this. You work on this. Guess what she said? Guess what she said? She said, no, you do it. Her eyes got real big and I was shocked. Y'all got to understand, I'm fairly new, never been in a managerial position. You know what I'm saying? But I know one thing for certain and two things for sure. We're professionals. She was there when the manager made me team lead. And so she knew. The manager literally said, she said, okay, you guys, y'all follow Orja's lead. She's going to be team lead. I got to go over here. So I said, I need you to do the blood sugars. I'm going to work on this. We'll meet back in like an hour. She was like, you do it. So it took me back a little bit. And I'm trying to think, how can I rephrase this? We all know that once you delegate a task to another nurse, she has to do it. I was like, excuse me? I said, well, I'm team lead. Remember, she made me team lead, so I need you to do this. She was like, no. She's like, you can do it. And you could just see in her eyes, she was jealous because you didn't get the team lead. Like, one of us had to get it. And boo boo pie, it's temporary. This is just for one shift. Like, she didn't make me team lead. It didn't go down through human resources on paper. It was just for the shift so we can get through the shift. I continued to ask her. And I was like, can we talk for a second? I was like, why are you acting like this? I was like, you know that we have to get this stuff done. I'm team lead. We're professionals. We're grown women. She was like, oh, you can do it. So we went back and forth for a minute until I let it go. And I decided that I would just speak to the manager about it later. Well, the other nurse that was there, she was watching the whole time. So when we got on a little break, a little downtime, I was talking to the nurse. And I said, what were your thoughts on the fact that she didn't listen to my delegate? Guess what she said? Guess she did. She crossed. I learned a lesson that day. She said, "Oh, well, all I know is you two were arguing." So you're passive aggressive too. Y'all both upset that I got team lead. I just don't understand why in any profession, once you become an adult, you are an adult. You are to show up, to act accordingly, act professionally, do your job, especially if you have a title and degrees and credentials like nurses. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So, yeah, team lead. And then the irony of it is she called me years later, invited me out to dinner. And guess what, y'all? I'm thinking we just, because we was still cool. I'm not going to keep a resentment that's immature. She called me up out of the blue. Hey, or do you want to go out? Da, 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 da. I was like, sure. We went out to this nice restaurant. She told me about how she bought a house and da 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 da. At the end of the dinner, she was like, oh yeah, by the way, Audrey, I wanted to know, could you give me a job reference? I was like, sure, I'll give you a job reference. And yeah, that's just how it goes down in nursing. That's part of the real side. So you guys, thank you for tuning in. I see Spoiled Brat on there. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me. I will be coming to you with more raw, unfiltered, how it really goes down in nursing, okay? Tread very lightly if you want to enter into this profession. You need to listen to some of us nurses on here that have been out here for a while. It's a hot mess. And it's gotten worse. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all have a good one. Bye.